customer satisfaction management. All right, please permit me to share my screen and then we will take it off from there. Okay, so taking us on the second section of today's class is none other than Damilare Olotu. She is a Damilare Olotu is a business operations, quality assurance, and certification professional with extensive experience in organizational management, standards implementation, professional education, and strategic business development. She currently serves as the country operations manager at Standards and Best Practice Limited, where she oversees the organization's operations across business development, marketing, information technology, finance, training development, and certification, while ensuring operational excellence and sustainable business growth. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with a clapping of hands in the chat room, can we welcome our second trainer for today, who will be taking us on customer satisfaction management, ISO 1002. Hello, Dami. If you are there, please, you can take it off from here.
Hello, Mercy. Good morning. And to everyone here this morning, good morning. Please, can we confirm we can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. And Mrs. Tinuke, thank you so much. That was a wonderful session. Thank you so much. All right. Without any delay, I would go into the session. Please kindly confirm if you can see my screen. I'll be sharing my screen right now. Please, can we see my screen?
It's actually loaded from here. Yes, I can see your screen.
Oh, great. All right.
I'm sorry, Damilare, your screen went off, so please try resharing again.
Oh, okay. Please, a minute, please. All right, can we see it now?
Yes, please.
All right. So once again, good morning, everyone, and I trust that we are doing well this morning. Please, what can you presently see on your screen?
Introduction to customer satisfaction and ISO. Yes.
Great.
If you can put it on a projection mode, thank you.
All right. I'll do that now. All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this training on customer satisfaction and complaint handling management. And you would agree with me that every organization exists because it serves one person, one way or the other. Whether we call them customers, clients, whether we call them users, beneficiary, or even service recipients, they are the reason products are developed, services are delivered, and organizations continue to operate. And today we'll be looking at customer satisfaction and complaint handling. And customer satisfaction does not mean that the problem will never occur. But even the best organization experience service failure, right? Every organization experience sometimes delayed deliveries or even a product has a defect. There's a misunderstanding and there's always a customer complaint. But what distinguishes a customer-focused organization is not the absence of complaint, but how effective, right? It listens, how effective that organization listen, respond, the resolution time, in resolving a particular issue and what they learned from it. And quickly, before we go further, I would like to begin with a simple question, which I want every one of us to type in the comments. At a point, I mean, in the chat room, at a point or another, we have all purchased the product, right? Either we have purchased the product or we have received the service, visited a business, or interacted with a service provider in one way or the other. We have had an experience as a customer, and some experience made us feel valued, while some may have left us disappointed. So I want to ask, what makes you feel valued as a customer? So quickly, let's put that in the chat room. What makes you feel valued as a customer? Can we hear me? Yes, thank you, Star. Star says, when I am heard and attended to, perfect. That's good, right? I need more response from us all. What makes you feel valued as a customer? Right, cheerful approach, exactly. Cheerful approach. Thank you. It's my cheerful approach. I just need two more people, then I would continue from there. Cheerful approach, the approach at which the customer service, right? Relevance. Thank you, Daniel. Relevance. Thank you. When my opinion is accommodated. Thank you, Emmanuel. Right? When your opinion, oh, Jesus, a lot of response. All right. Prompt service delivery, empathy, response, warm welcome, right? If I leave the chat open, everybody will begin when I'm being treated as a king, right? Thank you so much for your contribution and the point you have shared. Being listened to and being treated as queen, supported, receiving quality service, and all of these. And as we continue, I want us to keep these expectations in mind. These expectations that we would expect as a customer. I want us to keep these expectations in mind, because when an organization fails to meet them, dissatisfactions and complaints may arise, and the way organization responds will determine whether it loses the customer or rebuilds trust and strengthens relationship. Right. So let's dive into the session. Okay, good. And I decided to split this session into two sections. The first part, I'll be speaking to Introduction to Customer Satisfaction and ISO 10002. But to begin with, who is a customer? Who is a customer? A customer is that individual. A customer is that organization that purchases, that uses, receives, or benefits from your product or service. A customer is that one that receives value from what we do. So before you would say that, oh, you have a customer or you want to be a customer, there is a value that you're looking to get from a company that is providing their service or a product. And if you are the organization that wants to have or get a customer, you must have something you're ready to trade. You must have something you're ready to trade, to give to your customer for you to retain them as being a customer. So a customer is an individual or an organization that purchases, that uses, that receives or benefits from your product or services. And customers are important people in business. Yes, customers can be buyers, they can be users, they can be your clients, they can be consumers, they can be beneficiaries, they can be internal customers, external customers, right? Customers are the reasons why organization exists. They are not interruption to work. Sometimes when complaint comes in from customers, we kind of or tend to see that, these people's are stressing us too much. No, they are the reason why your organization exists. Just imagine a company without customer. Just imagine a bank without customer. What is existence? Like, let's just shut down the bank, right? Just imagine a bank, the old structure, everything, the personnel, everything, and then there's nobody coming to deposit, there's nobody to ask for loan, there's nobody, coming to transact or anything. Then the bank is useless, right? A customer is anyone who receives value from what we do. And as business owners or somebody aspiring to become a business owner in the future, you have to keep this at your mind, that as long as you'll be providing services, you'll be rendering services, producing products, a customer is anyone that receives value from what we do. And the question is, are you going to be producing value, or presently, are you producing value to that customer? Right. So moving forward, I will describe two types of customers. We have the internal customers and the external customers. So when we say internal customers are customers inside the companies. Yes. Remember when we started, I defined customer is anyone that receives value from what we do. As long as somebody is getting value from you, the person is a customer. Right? Customers inside the companies are internal customers. The likes of, for example, when we have a customer care service in reaching out to the IT department to fix something for them. To the IT department, the customer care department is the customer at that moment. Then we'll move to the external customers. Who are the external customers? External customers are people, individuals, organizations that use your products, that purchases your products, and also influence the sales of your products. Most times when we say customers, our mind is just fixed to these first two, those who use our products and those who purchase our products. And we forget that there are also people that influence the sales of a product. So a typical example, a market woman who buys Dangote sugar from Dangote company, right? A big market woman buys Dangote sugar from a company to Dangote's company. That woman is a customer. Now, the customer has bought the sugar and has taken it to a store somewhere in the big market of Lagos, and then a family comes to her to buy that same sugar. To the woman, the family that has come to buy that sugar is a customer. And now to someone who recommended that, oh yeah, you're going to recommend it to that family that, oh, you're going to Lagos market to buy that sugar. Oh, my brother has also used that sugar. I have also used that sugar to bake. That person that is influencing the family going to buy the sugar in Lagos market is also a customer. So external customers are not just restricted to people who use the product, organizations who you deliver the services to. No, they are not just restricted to that. Also people who influence the sales of a product. People who influence the sales of a product. Now we move to customer satisfaction. Having identified and described who a customer is, what is customer satisfaction? Now, customer satisfaction is a measure of how a product or services of a company provided meet or surpass a customer's expectation. The measure of how well a product or services a company provides meets or surpass a customer satisfaction. It means that that product that your organization is producing, that service that your organization is producing, the measure of how it meets your customer's expectation is customer satisfaction. Trust me, no matter how good you think a product is or how well you're delivering an excellent service, if it does not meet the need of your customer, then something is wrong with your internal process. Something is wrong with the process at which you have defined what your quality is to meet the expectation of your customer. Something is important here, which is the need of your customer, the expectation of your customer. Along the line, I'm going to break down what the needs of customers are into three parts. But one thing is important for customer satisfaction. For your customer to get satisfied, you have to understand their needs. You have to even meet and exceed their expectation if you want to get your customers satisfied. Customer satisfaction equals the needs, the wants, the preconceived idea of a customer about a product. Now, emphasis on preconceived idea. I want to paint this scenario. I'm sure that at a point in time, Before any of us wanted to buy a product, we would have thought of it and say, okay, let me give a literal example. You want to buy a tripod stand, right? You want to buy a tripod stand and you're thinking that, okay, this tripod stand I'm going to buy from, any, any, any vendor. I want it to be that when I buy this tripod stand, it can rotate my phone. It should have a remote whereby I don't have to come back and forth to have to be clicking on my phone for me to be able to, make content or anything, right? There should be a little remote that comes with that that tripod stand. You already have that idea on your head. Then you went online. Let's take Temu for example. You went online, you scrolled, and Temu showed you a picture of a tripod stand that has that little remote, right? That you could control anywhere without coming to the front of your phone and touching the screen to pause, play, or do anything. You have that little remote, and the picture is there. You even read the description. Oh, there's a little remote and all of that. Now that has already built up.
Hello, Dami. We can no longer hear you. Oh, I think we lost her. Everyone, please, we are sorry for that. The class has really been interesting already. Let's try to get her back on the call. Hi, Dami. Welcome back.
Yes,
We lost you at some point. You are muted. Okay. Your network is bad. All right, please let's exercise a little bit of patience while we get her on the call. Yes, the class has really, really been interesting. If you are speaking, we can't hear you.
hear me now.
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, Oh, great, 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 great. I apologies about that. Apologies about that. So let's get back to the illustration I was giving. So Tim already showed you what you want. Remember that you have a preconceived idea already that you want a triple stand, and you're already thinking that with this product I'll be able to do great things and a lot of things. Then the product comes, and alas, the tripod stand does not have a remote. But yes, the tripod stand came in itself, but then the remote was not even there at all. At that instance, your expectation was not met, your needs, your preconceived idea, nothing. And at that moment, there's nothing called customer satisfaction. Even if you got that product, there's nothing called customer satisfaction. So customer expectation is the need going into the bank. You already think that, oh yeah, just with 15 minutes I should be able to conclude my transactions and all of that. And that preconceived idea, that's an expectation while you're going to getting the expectation is still there within 15 minutes. I'm not doing something much just to drop this check and Get out of here. And then just go to your when at that moment, no matter how even what you've come to do in bank as get sorted, you're satisfied.
Hello, Dami. I don't know if you could refresh. If you can hear me, you can refresh
Providing
your
to you.
connection again. You are glitching. Your network is glitching.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Good. Thank you so much. And apologies for that. So customer satisfaction is the degree of which a product or service meets or exceeds your expectations. So when we say a customer is satisfied, it means that the customer is happy with what they have received. It means that their needs were met. It means that their expectations were fulfilled. And it also means that they're willing to come back and recommend the business. Trust me, the preacher of your business is not even how much you have even put into digital marketing or something. It is your customer. They would preach that gospel far and wide, even beyond where you can think or imagine. They would keep recommending. That is if your product or the service you're delivering it meets their expectation. They would be willing to come back and to recommend that business. So customer satisfaction comes from good quality product or service, timely delivery, value for money. That is important. If you want to retain your customer, value for money. There are some people that would prefer buying a product at an expensive rate than a ridiculous price, because even at an expensive rate they still get value for their money than a ridiculous price, like very very cheap, and it's still not even performing. And the other way around, some people would also prefer to buy a product that at a very ridiculous price that would give them value than an expensive product that would not give them value, right? But the most important thing is that your customer needs to get value for their money. Now, moving forward, why customer satisfaction? I've said some of that. They are the preachers of your product. Your customers are the preachers of your product. They are the preachers of your product. The satisfied customers will help bring in the new customers by word of mouth. When Temu started, at first, everybody knew Temu to be this when you get a product from Temu, it is what I ordered versus what I got. If you order 5 things, maybe just 10, maybe just 4 things will be entirely different from what you ordered. But the same Temu now is has got to that level that, oh, indeed I can order a product on Temu and I will not have a complaint. And we've had reviews from people say, oh, it was because of this, what I did it this way. That's why I'm able to get this product the exact way I want it to be, right? So customers are the preachers of your product. They dictate market trends and direction. Your customer is the boss of the market. They determine their approach. Even you as an organization or a business owner or soon to be business owner, they determine the approach you need to adopt in improving your product or service. They determine that as well. And when we say customer satisfaction, it means loyalty to the customer. Now, there are factors that affect customer satisfaction. There are factors that affect. Number one, price. I explained earlier, price affects, but then the most important thing is if your customers are getting value for their money. So price. Number two, quality. The quality of the product. The quality of the product you're delivering. And number three, service. Other factors affecting customer satisfaction: services. If the way your customer service personnel delivers services to people, I'm not sure your customers, if the delivery is not good, if the delivery is not of a tailored approach. There's not going to be a returning back customer, right? Brand names, right? Today, if I would say to everyone that, okay, I want to give you a phone, and I want you to choose between, and you want a phone of good camera quality, like a good camera quality, such that when you take a picture or you shoot a video with that phone, people will begin to ask that, did you actually use an actual camera, or what did you use? And I tell you to choose between iPhone and itel or Techno. Tell me, which one would you choose? Which one would you choose? I'm sure majority would go for iPhone. Why? Because the brand has grown to that level that even customers can attest to that when you use an iPhone to take a picture, or a Samsung, a good Samsung phone to take a picture, the quality of that picture, you would have to think, you would not have to think twice, say, oh yeah, this is of a good thing, right? Next one, factors that affect customer satisfaction is your reputation. Your reputation. At a point where you're delivering a product, providing a service, you need to be careful of your reputation. Your reputation is important. It affects how your customer is being satisfied, and even if they would come back. And lastly, the features of your product affect customer satisfaction. If people are struggling to access your website, the whole process is not smooth, they're not going to be satisfied. They might just try as much as possible to just end that, like, let me just go through this sales, and next time will never occur, right? Features, right? Features affect your customer satisfaction. I'm going to give a typical example. There's this phone, Xiaomi 17T Pro, that just came out recently, and one of the features that set me off my feet is the teleprompter. Teleprompter is that screen also that newscasters use when they want to cast news. It's alongside the camera, whereby whatever things, the script of whatever conversation or anything they want to say is at their front, and they are at the same time facing the camera, so they don't stutter, they're not confused, they know what to say, right? And now this Xiaomi 17T Pro has that in its camera feature. Like that alone, I started thinking that, okay, I think I've not gotten the phone yet, but I feel satisfied as a maybe soon customer to be. Right. So your features, the features of your product or your service is important. If you want to retain your customers and if you want to get them satisfied, check your features of that product, your services. Okay, if you deliver a service, at what time are your delivery process? Are your delivery process, like, are they static? Are they, you need to think all around your features of either your product or services you're delivering to ensure customer satisfaction. Now, moving to the levels of customer satisfaction, I explained earlier that there are three needs or levels of customer satisfaction. We have the basic needs, we have the performance needs, and we have the excitement needs. Now, when we say basic needs are those needs that when they are absent, they cause a dissatisfaction. And when they are present, they don't create satisfaction, but it's just a typical example is our Nigerian network, right? MTN, Airtel, Glo, call these networks, right? Imagine like their absence. Imagine there is no data. You are not, and you can't, no good network, or there is no data or anything. You're not satisfied because you can't do anything online. And yes, there's this presence of this network now, just like what happened few minutes ago. There's the presence of this network, but it's still not giving that 100% satisfaction. But you don't have any choice. You still need the presence of it. That's a basic need, right? A basic need. The absence of it brings dissatisfaction. And the presence of it does not completely bring you satisfaction. And again, you can't do without it. Those are basic needs. Now, moving forward to the performance needs. Now, performance needs are, at this point, this kind of needs has to do with better performance and more satisfaction. That is, the better the performance of that product or service to the customer, the more the satisfaction to that person. Then we move to excitement needs. And when we say excitement needs are, you're not expecting it. You can live without it. You can live without that need. You're not expecting it, but when it eventually comes, it makes you happier, right? You're a good customer to your bank, to your network. You have been faithful to MTN, irrespective of how the network has been going off and on, you're still faithful. And then on your birthday, MTN decided to gift you 5,000 naira airtime or 10,000 naira airtime. You were not expecting it, right? But the presence of that gift says, oh, wow, MTN, wow. Or your bank decides to, give you free transactions without charges, removing those extra charges. You can transact for as many times as possible on your birthday and all that. So those are excitement needs. And as a business owners, you need to consider these three needs. Which one are you focusing on? Or which of either 1, 2, or 3 are you focusing on? Or are you involved? Are you carrying along the three needs that would meet the level? That will meet the satisfaction of your customers. So you need to consider that in mind. There are basic needs, there are performance needs, there are excitement needs. But you need to, as a business owner or soon to be business owners, these levels of customer satisfactions are important. And this excitement needs it enhances customer satisfaction. Like I said, you're not expecting it. But it's just like, those, for example, the discounts. Yeah, exactly. The discounts that comes when you want to order a product or, for a service that you want them to render, the discounts that come, you were not expecting it, and you just walked into a station or you reached out to an organization to deliver a service to you, and they say, wow, you came at the right time. We're offering you 50% discount. Wow, right? That's an excitement is you were not expecting it, but that additional or that delightful statement had enhanced your customer satisfaction. Now, steps to ensuring customer satisfaction. I've been talking on and on and on, but there are steps to ensure that your customers are satisfied. Number 1, you have to understand your customers' needs and expectations. See, if you miss this step 1, forget it. Your business would I don't even know if you will still have a business in the next 6 months, perhaps. Like, you need to understand your customers' needs and expectation. You need to, right? The reason why there is a business is to meet a need, is to solve a problem. But if your business is not solving the problem, or is not solving the problem of you decided you want to come up with a business. You decided that, your business would involve having customers directly or indirectly. And now it's now time for you to meet the needs and the expectation of that customers. And then you feel there, like the business is out already. So you need to understand your customers' needs and expectation. Number 2, set clear quality and service standards. This sits with your employees. This sits with your staff. You have to set clear quality and service standards. A typical example of a restaurant that opens, right? The restaurant just opened and every recipe, top notch. The ingredient, the quality of that food, the taste of that food, great and awesome. Then after 2 months or after 3 months, because they've seen the influx of customers, then they begin to reduce the quality of the ingredients used in preparing that food. The jollof rice that has green peas, sweet corn, beef, everything. The jollof rice is now sweet corn is now missing from the jollof rice. Green pea or green beans is now missing from jollof. You need to set clear quality and service standards that can never be reduced but always be improved. Please take note. You need to set quality and service standards, and after setting this clear quality and service standard, that standard must never reduce but always improve. You must always improve, always get that service standard better. Even your best can still be better. Even your best, the best that you think that, as a business today, we've gotten to the top and all, that best can still be better. iPhone 17 is out now. Hey, everybody say, it has great this, it has great that. But trust me, another iPhone 18 will soon come out. That quality, that service standard can still be better. Step 3, deliver product and service consistently. This is another thing that organizations sometimes fail to do. And it's all on the employees and the top management of that business. Deliver product and service consistently. Please do, if your business wants to survive the summertime, the rainy season, no matter the situation or the season, consistency. Deliver your product and service consistently. Number 4, collect and respond to customers' feedback and complaint. Definitely, if your business is into product production, service delivery, you need the feedback of your customers. You need to collect and respond to their feedback. You need to respond, you need to respond to their feedback and complaints. You need to. And step 5, review performance and continuous improvement. I mentioned that in step 2. But you don't have to wait till the end of all the process before you continually improve, right? You need to review your performance and continuously improve. Improvement is not a one-off thing. No. Improvement is not a one-off thing. It is continuous. It is continuous. And taking us back to step 4, I want to add something to that. When we collect feedback and respond to when we collect and respond to customers' feedback and complaint, there are 2 things that are important that you should take note there. When you come to, okay, let me leave that to complete handling. When we get there, I will discuss more on that. That's the correction and the corrective action. Now, tools to ensure customer satisfaction. Tools that can help you ensure that your customers are satisfied. Number 1, surveys. Ask your customers questions. Don't be afraid to ask them questions. Don't be afraid don't be afraid to let your customer express themselves about your product or service. When they express themselves, it's giving you an opportunity to improve. Sometimes I've noticed this about business owners. Sometimes they don't view things from the lens of the customers or the consumers. They don't. So sometimes the feedbacks you get from your customers serves as an eye-opener for you to look into that part you don't think it's relevant, right? So surveys. Number 2, customer feedback. Number 3, comparison, employee feedback, internet blogs, and toll-free numbers. Now, there is a standard that speaks to customer satisfaction and complaint handling, and that is ISO 1002. ISO 10002, that's ISO 1002. It's the guideline for customer satisfaction and complaint for anyone that wants to deliver a product or service and you want it to be you want your customer satisfaction to be fostered, to foster a customer focused culture. You need to understand ISO 10002. And what's this ISO about? It enhances customer satisfaction by fostering a customer-focused culture that welcomes feedback, including complaints. When we say feedback is not always the positive things you want to hear about those organization. Yes, the positive thing is good, right, great, awesome. But you also still need complaints to help in your process. Customer satisfaction ISO 1002 addresses the complaints that you receive, the resolution of that complaint, and also strengthens the organization's ability to improve on its product, service, and customer care. And under ISO 1002, ISO 1002 is not just focusing on even just the product itself. It carries everybody in that organization along. Visible leadership, commitment from the business owner to top management, everyone in the leadership position, and also employees himself. It includes staff training, understanding, prioritizing, and meeting the needs and expectations of the complainant. And ISO 1002 is, like I explained earlier, is a guideline for the process of complaint handling. And that would move us to explaining. I've explained the first part of the 1002, which is customer satisfaction. Then I go to complaint handling. I want to see in the chat box, what makes an unhappy customer regain confidence? What could make an unhappy customer regain confidence? Anybody in the chat room, quickly, before I move to complaint management. I want to see our response. I want to say our service improvement. Thank you. Service improvement. What could make an unhappy customer regain confidence? Service improvement. Thank you. Just one more person. that would, the customer has been on complaints being attended to. Thank you. When his expectations are finally met. Thank you. Please don't forget that an organization with a good customer service process does not mean that there will not be complaint too. There would be complaint, but the attitude to resolving that complaint, the resolution time, the resolution frame, the all things you've put in place to ensure that that resolution is resolved, the customer is happy, and your process is improving. Timely response to issues. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. Now let's move to complaint handling and complaint handling management. Yes. So what is a complaint and who is a complainant? A complaint is an expression of dissatisfaction. You are not happy with that product, you are not happy with that service. That's it. That's a complaint, and you want to express yourself, right? You're not happy with the product, you are not happy with a service that was delivered. A typical example, I needed to repair some furniture in my house towards last year. And I reached out to, of course, the carpenters and all of that would work on that. And he had this sweet talking tone to say, "Oh, ma, don't worry. We would give you a good, everything is going to be great. We would enjoy the chairs." I also asked for a study table, right? Study table is going to be good and all of that. When the carpenter guy, because I didn't want, that's the word that would even fit the guy. When he brought the table, you can you imagine if your chair is as you know how your just imagine you sitting down and the table is almost reaching your chest. You understand that kind of thing. How do you want to be comfortable with that? And I'm like, this service is nonsense. Trust me, I can't think of, or anybody come to me to say, "Oh, Damilare, please, can you recommend a carpenter or anybody that can, work for me, create a work table for me?" God, I'm not going to recommend that, right? So a complaint, right, is an expression of of a dissatisfaction of a product, while a complainant is that customer, that organization that is making that complaint. So a practical example, Ada orders a pair of shoe online, the shoe arrives late and the size is wrong. God, it arrives late and the size is wrong. The question, let me now ask you, if you are Ada, what will you do as a customer? It's a two-way thing now. As a customer, what will you do? And as an organization that sells that shoes and delivered the shoe, how would you address that? That is what complaint handling management is about. But as a customer, like putting yourself in the shoes of that customer, you ordered a pair of shoes, the shoe arrived late, and just for you to find out that the shoe size is wrong. As a customer, what will you do? Or how would you react as a customer? How would you react? Quick one. How would you react? You ordered a pair of shoes online. The shoe arrives late, and the size is wrong. Okay, I have responses in the chat. Somebody said, Ada ordered from Temu. Ismail, I don't like this. So why would you say Ada ordered from Temu? What's this? Okay. Ada ordered a pair of shoes online. The shoes arrived late and the size is wrong. What? As a customer, what would you do? How would you feel? Ismail, this is not nice. This is not nice. What would you do? What would you do? I will not patronize them again. Hey, Ellen said I will not patronize them again. Wow. Okay. Well, sometimes, like I said, organizations are trying as much as possible to put in their process and all of that. I will register my satisfaction and return it. Thank you, Adenike. That's important. You need to inform them of your dissatisfaction and then look towards if there's a way to return it or so. Ismail, please, let's give them 1 star. I beg now. Right. Right. So you need to, all right. You said, I will lay a complaint to be sure that the company is aware. Great, 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 great. So the show arrives late and the size is wrong. What is expected of you as a customer, right, is for you to make a complaint through the appropriate channel. Make a complaint, and if there is a way they can get back the shoe, and I know of Temu. Temu does this return back. There's a return back policy on Temu. Even on Jumia, there's a return back policy. For Jumia, you have 7 days to return if the product is not what you ordered, if it is smaller, bigger, or something. And there's also a refund policy to that. But the most important thing is that you should make that complaint to the right channel with the right attitude. Customers. Yes, I know customers are kings. I know customers are the lifeblood of the business. But from the place of the customer, we also should put on the right attitude in delivering our complaints. Now, as an organization, how should you handle these complaints? That is what I'll be walking us through briefly. Okay. Good. What is complaint handling management? What is complaint handling? Complaint management focus on effective handling of customers' complaints to maintain customer satisfaction. To maintain customer satisfaction. And what is a complaint in itself? We already defined that, what a complaint is and what a complainant is. Then a complaint management aims to maintain customer satisfaction. You maintain customer satisfaction despite a negative event, and to draw conclusions from the complaint. Right? A complaint management aims to maintain customer satisfaction despite the negative event, despite the negative feedback you have received. Let's assume that Ismail was the one that got the product and then reached out to Temu and even giving them 1 star. Temu in itself, when handling this whole process, should maintain Ismail's satisfaction on other products that would be that he would want to buy going forward, despite the negative response gotten from this particular product. The way an organization should handle that complaint should be in a way that the customer will not go back angry even after making that complaint. Complaint handling works as the main body resolving conflicts between a consumer and the trader. Now, how to handle a complaint? How to handle a complaint as an organization, a business owner, how to handle a complaint. Number one, receive complaint. I've taken us through how to receive the tools to receive complaints, surveys, feedbacks, through phones, emails, your website, and all of that. So receive complaints, right? How to handle a complaint. First of all, as an organization, create a channel to receive complaints. Is it going to be via an email? There's an email designated for complaints receiving. Is there a phone number? Is there a physical store they can come to? Anything, but it has to be a channel through which that complaint needs to be received. Then once you do that, you need to acknowledge the complaints that you have received. If it's via email, nothing stops you. Once the complaint comes in, nothing stops you from saying, "Oh, thank you, Ismail, for this complaint, and we'll definitely look into this, and we apologize for the inconvenience this might have caused you." Blah 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 blah. You need to acknowledge that complaint, right? Then going forward, the next step is for you to recommend and document. Record, document, and evaluate that complaint. Oh, how did it happen that Ada requested for a size 41 shoe, and then 39 was given to her? And how come the delivery exceeded the delivery time given to her? So all of this has to be recorded and evaluated. The next one is to investigate objectively. Take a look at it. What happened? Was it those people inputting on the website that made a mistake Or what happened? Was it a system failure? Maybe when Ada clicked 41 on the back end, it was recorded as 39. Or you just have to investigate objectively. Once that is done, communicate with the complainant. And professionally, I would say that for everyone that works with products or service, for every business that is presently, producing a product, delivering a service, or looking forward to produce a product or deliver a service, there has to be something called a complaint process on your website, on any or any means any means you have said that this is how or where you would be communicating to your to your client. You need to have a complaint process. The complaint process needs to have the complaint email, contact, either email, phone number, anything that you want them to reach you through for the complaint. Number two, you need to have a resolution time. Resolution time is important. For us at Temu, our resolution time from when we receive the complaint is going to be within 24 to 48 hours, except during the weekend. So the customer is aware. The customer is not like, I sent the complaint today is Saturday. I sent the complaint on Friday, and then this is Saturday morning. I have not gotten any response. Maybe there was an oversight. You can go back to the website or to social place to see that the resolution time is between 24 to 48 hours, except during the weekend that spills to the next working day, which is on Monday. So you have to state this clearly, your resolution time. And when you're setting your resolution time, you have to ensure that you meet that resolution time. But peradventure, if you're unable to resolve that issue within the resolution time you have put down, you still need to communicate to the complainant. In a nutshell, communicate with your complainant. Give regular updates, regular feedback. Sorry, we apologize for this. Your complaints has been registered and prompt action is being taken. Please, you'll be getting a feedback from us in the next 12 hours, in the next 24 hours. And if after 24 hours, or you're looking at, this complaint will not be resolved in the next 24 hours, still communicate. We apologize for, you keep apologizing. We apologize for the inconveniences that has caused you, blah, 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 blah. We want to inform you that we'll not be able, the issues, will not be able to resolve this issue within the stipulated time we have mentioned. We kindly request that you give us, there's going to be an extension of 12 more hours, 5 more days, 10 more. But you need to constantly communicate with your complainant, right? Then resolve the complaint. This brings me to where we have the correction and the corrective action. Corrections are what you're putting in place now to ensure that issue is being resolved. Corrective actions are the steps you will, or are the things you will put in place to ensure that that issue never reoccurs. Am I clear? We have corrections and we have corrective actions. Corrections are that thing or that steps or that approach you're using to, or that solution you're providing to solve that issue immediately. But then corrective action is now what you would put in place to ensure going forward, Adam must not order and Ismail must not give us a 1-star feedback. What are we going to do to ensure that never happens? That if Ada would order a pair of shoes, she gets it on time and then she gets the actual size. Then the next one is confirm satisfaction, and the last one is analyze and improve. Now, this is a complaint log, and this is what your complaint log should look like as an organization. Complaint log is important. Yes, I just analyzed how to handle a complaint, but you still need to document this to track what has been the constant complaints that we have been receiving. And the reason for complaint log is to help. It's not just for documentation purpose. It's for it to help your process, to improve your process. We've been receiving complaint of late delivery. And that complaint, Ismail complaint, Tinuke complaint, Damilare complaint. Almost everybody complains of time delivery. Then you know that something is wrong somewhere. So it helps you track. Right. Complaint log helps you track what are the complaints, what are the issues, internal issues. In fact, they even serve as an eye opener, right? A documented eye opener to say that we need to improve more when it comes to the delivery of our product or delivery of our service. right? So this is how a complaint, this is what a typical, right, complaint log looks like. You can tweak, first you have your complaint ID, the date it was received, the complainant's name. We have Ada and we have Ismail. Then the complaint detail, late delivery, right? The wrong shoe size, the channel which that was communicated. Remember, as a business owner, you have to provide the channel through with complaints and feedback as to come. You need to like receiving feedback. You need to love it as an organization, right? To receiving feedback, either positive or negative, right? Now, don't be afraid to get negative feedback. Don't be afraid. It helps you improve your process. It helps you, like I said, it's an eye opener. Sometimes, as a business owner, we don't see from the consumer's lens or from the customer's lens. But when this feedback come, when this complaint comes, they serve as an eye opener, right? Then actions taken to ensure that the action that was taken and the time it was resolved, closed, and like as you can see, the complaint channels could be phone, email, in-person website, social media, suggested platforms, and every other thing. Now, yes, there's no how we talk about customer satisfaction, and I'll not briefly talk about ISO 9004 in
Um,
complaint and
Sorry, Damilare. We have less than 10 minutes more to go for this.
Yes, thank you. So there's no how I'll talk about ISO 1002, and I will not talk about ISO 9004. And ISO 9004 has to do with quality management system. And I'm sure we've had people come and an ISO trainer come on board to discuss ISO 9004. But I'm just going to mention key things that is important that reflect on both 1002 and 9004, which is customer focus. Focuses on complaint handling, the needs and the requirement that as an organization you need to put in place. The leadership. If an organization wants to excel, it starts from the leadership, not from the employees themselves. It starts from the leadership. And also involvement of the people. Train your employees. You need to train your employees to work with customers, to work with complainants, to motivate them and to improve their skills. Then process approach. Right. I'm just going to quickly, right. So we have 14 guiding principles for complaint handling. Don't worry, I'm going to share this document with us so we can go, after this training, we can go ahead. There are 4 guiding principles for complaint handling. And these principles should, based on ISO 1002, these principles should always, as business owners, reiterate this to your employees if possible, every day, right? Commitment is important, capacity, transparency, accessibility is important, the objectivity, right? Complaints should be handled fairly and consistently and without bias. There has to be competence. Your employees have to be competent when handling complaints. They need to have the right knowledge, the right skills, and the right training. And also improvement is important. And why should organization establish an effective complaint? You need to reduce or avoid bad publicity, right? And so to reduce that, you need to establish an effective complaint handling system. You need to establish that an effective complaint handling system. And a complaint data can also indicate where an agency is not meeting its customer or expectation. I've explained all of this earlier, right? The complaint is to help you know where you are not meeting the needs and the expectation of your customer. And the framework of ISO 1002 is that, number one, like I mentioned, context of the organization. The organization, you need to identify the internal and external issues that can prevent you from meeting the needs and the expectations of your customers. You need to identify that, right? And you also need to identify your interested parties. You need to identify your interested parties that would be relevant to the complaint handling process of your organization. Then move to leadership and commitment, which I said earlier. For complaint handling management to be solid in an organization, it starts from the top management. It starts from the commitment of the leader and also a policy that drives complaint handling from the top management, explicitly saying that our complaint handling must be customer focused. Resolution time is key. and also all of the things that has to be in place. Oh goodness, oh goodness, oh goodness, oh goodness. Right. So how can you implement ISO 1002 to help you? You need to develop an open and responsive complaint handling process. Resolution complaint needs to be consistent. You need to create a customer-focused approach, and you also need to encourage your staff to improve their skills in working with customers. Now, here's my key takeaway. What to remember in the whole of this session is that customer satisfaction is about perception versus expectation, not only internal effort. You cannot say that, our customer said we are doing well because of the effort, because of the number of hours your employees come to work, or because of the amount of resources you as the top management you're putting down to ensure the whole process is great. Not only that, the internal effort, yes, good, but customer satisfaction is not just all about your internal effort, but perception and expectation. Then complaints are free feedback. Like I said, most unhappy customers never complain, and ISO 1002 works best with real leadership commitment, a clear policy, and train people. Please, business owner, train your employees. Train your employees. Train your employees. No matter how good and product how good your product and your service is, your employees, the people that interact with your customers, also determine the reputation of the organization, right? And lastly, structured complaint handling isn't a cost center. It protects revenue, reputation, and regulation. Thank you very much. I'm going to stop here to accommodate questions and questions from anybody. All right. Questions? Please, can we hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Okay, so I can see that Ismail asked the question. Is ISO 1002 the basis of grievance mechanism? No, it's not. It's not the basis of grievance mechanism, right? ISO 102 can only support. I'm going to use the word support, right? It is not. ISO 1002 specifically provides guidance for handling customers' complaints, giving customer satisfaction related to your organization's product or services. It covers how complaints should be received, acknowledged, assessed, recorded, name it, monitored, resolved, investigated, used for improvement, right? So the grievance mechanism is usually broader, like it's broad, like it's may handle concerns raised by the employees, it's so broad, right? So 1002 gives support to that, but it's not the basis of grievance mechanism. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. So what is the benefit of the organization? What's the benefit to the organization in terms of bottom line to shareholders? Please, can we hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's okay, thank you, Ismail. That's good. So Bello is asking, what is the benefit to the organization in terms of bottom line to shareholders? All right. To answer that, so the benefits to the organization and shareholders is that ISO 1002 protects revenue through customer retention. Protects revenue through customer retention. Remember that when I was teaching earlier, I said customers are the preachers of your product, of your service. Remember the illustration I gave earlier where I was saying that a market woman went gets a product from Dangote, then she takes it to a market in Lagos, a family goes to buy it, then there's somebody that influenced the family to go get Dangote sugar. Imagine, right? Let's assume that, oh yes, it has been that has been the norms. Let's imagine then the influencer used that same Dangote sugar, and everything the influencer used to bake, like the sugar and everything, just went bad. Just went bad. The next time the family or there's another person that is saying, "Oh, I want to buy Dangote sugar," that person would negatively influence that. Which Dangote sugar? I used it and see the havoc it gave to me. And like that one to takes you to the woman that buys a product, that buys the sugar from Dangote, and says, please, 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 maybe you should tell Dangote that the way they are doing that sugar is not good or great at all, right? So it protects the revenue through customer retention. And another thing is, it reduces the cost of losing and replacing customers. See, it is easy. It is not easy to get a customer. I'm not going to lie to you. To get a customer, it is not easy to get a customer, right? But it costs a lot more to replace a customer that has been lost. It takes a whole lot more. Let's give that same scenario I was giving. For Dangote to come back again with a great reputation, to say that, oh, our sugar is now good, our sugar is now better. Like, it takes a lot of money. It will cost them a lot to regain the interest of that customer. And lastly, it increases repeat purchases and referral, right? It repeats. So that's the benefit of 1002 into the organization in terms of bottom line to shareholders, right? There's going to be repeat purchase, there's going to be referral, everybody's happy, the customer is happy, you're receiving revenue and everything like that. So thank you very much. Ma, you mentioned reputation. Can you expatiate with examples, please? Okay. Hey, Mercy, please. Just a few minutes. Let me quickly explain. Thank you, Joseph. So when we say reputation, now let's take, for example, iPhone, Apple. Everybody knows that every product from Apple, great. Is it MacBook? Is it the iPhone? Is it the iWatch? Everything, iPod, everything that has to do with uh Apple is great. Now imagine the next iPhone 18 that comes out. The next iPhone 18 that comes out, we now see that even an itel camera is better than the iPhone 18 camera. So reputation is what you have built for yourself, right? Reputation is what you have built for yourself that has taken you to that level to be most preferred, right? Is the trust that people already have on your product or service that has made you most preferred. That before people think of, I need a phone with good camera, without thinking twice, everybody saying, oh, iPhone, oh, Samsung, oh, this one. Do you understand? So reputation is that impression people have about you, the trust they have about you and your brand. I hope that answers your question, right? Joseph. Yes, I didn't care words about marketing. So I think that brings me to the end of my session. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here and for listening. And Ismail, please be nice to Temu, right? Thank you, everyone, for your time. Thank you so much. And over to you, Messi.
Thank you. Thank you, Dami. It was a very beautiful and practical session with you. And I want to believe our students can attest to it. Please, a wonderful, please, a round of applause to her. Thank you so much, Dami. You took us on a safe ride, and it was a safe ride, and then we landed safely. I really enjoyed today's class. Thank you so much. Yes. All right, everyone. We are really running short of time. I don't know. Do we want to go for break? Let me know. Yes, I know we want to go for break. All right, so today's break is going to be a very, very short one. Very, very short. But I think I should give extra 5 minutes to the break for this session. So you can go for your break now, and then we will come back at exactly 12:05 p.m. That's 12:05. That's 5 minutes past.